Coming up on Hip Hop Treasures.
You Ruff Ryders today, baby.
We search for lost treasures.
We are in Y.O.
From the big dog himself, DMX. Gone too soon.
The dog is the dog.
DMX is one of the most prolific MCs in the game.
How does it feel to see these things?
I can't believe that he's not even here.
Who left behind a major legacy
This is a real DMX artifact.
in hip-hop history.
Oh, hold up. Whoa.
Yeah, boy.
Hip-hop is turning 50.
Hip-hop, hooray.
It's time to honor the culture that we love. I need things that are gonna last for hundreds of years in hip-hop. Now the search is on.
I'm gonna take you on a hunt. Let's go.
To find the most iconic memorabilia
Wow.
from hip-hop royalty.
Tell me this is what I think it is.
You're gonna love it.
Then bring it back to the birthplace of hip-hop, the Bronx.
We are part of history here at the future home of the Universal Hip Hop Museum.
The doors cannot open unless there's some biggie items in the museum.
The greatest artists from every era.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's crazy. Are revealing their untold stories
The clock was put around my neck as a joke.
of hip-hop's most priceless treasures.
Like the Michael Jackson glove. That's what this was to me.
What up, baby?
What's up, boss?
What's going on?
Man, you know, just here, just trying to play some vinyl like the old school days.
Well, I like what you was playing, and I actually think it's perfect segue because we gotta get something from DMX for the museum.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, X is a monster. May he rest in power. He was a genius-level artist.
Love
Bared
it.
his soul. He platinum over and over and over again. Crushed the game. So we gotta lift X all the way up.
All the way, man.
Yeah. It's a mother thing going down at MG. How we living up in this mother.
DMX, he had one of the best voices.
I write what I like to hear. That's how I go, baby. Come on! Walk through my life with me, better understand who I am. Come on!
He was very spiritual, always prayed.
Thanks to you, Lord, for my birth, for every day that I've lived. What's my name?
You believed every word that came out his mouth because he spoke from his heart.
No matter who other people say you are, you can make it.
That's the dog. This guy opens so many doors for people that come from the gutter.
I shed blood for my people that'll keep you looking see-through if ever you try to creep through. With every little bit of progress I make, the joy is incredible.
In my era, if you went gold and sold 500,000 records, you were legendary. DMX sold over 74 million records worldwide.
What's my name? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's my name? That was my joint.
I mean, he gets his credit, but not as much as he should. What?
Yo, you little manual labor in your life? Oh, okay, I like
Brought
that.
some more crates for
You
you.
tapped into you
Thank you.
tapped
Little
into
African queen.
yeah. So DMX,
Yeah.
like his live performances were crazy. Brought a lot of
Yeah.
energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I loved about him. He brought so much energy.
DMX, his was raw energy. It was like, nah, I'm gonna go on stage and just tear it down.
Stop, drop,
Ruff Ryders anthem comes out and it changes the game.
no. That's how Ruff Ryders go. Man, the gruffy voice of DMX, one of the most amazing voices in hip-hop.
He added entertainment.
Yeah, he bared
It was
his
almost like a
soul.
rock concert
Right.
of thousands of people.
It's funny you say rock concert because one of his greatest performances, that Woodstock '99,
That was crazy.
that everybody's talking about.
Out there with the overalls and all that.
overalls.
Woodstock is the wildest.
Woodstock, when he had that 100,000 people jumping around, it's when we knew that X really made it.
A dog is a dog.
He wore what he wanted to wear. Like, that's what I
doubt.
would wear.
No doubt.
Some
I love
crazy
it.
overalls, some Timberlands. I'm going out there. Where's your shirt, D? I don't need
I
one.
forgot it.
Like, you go see a show, you thugged out, you wilding out, then you get sad.
Yeah.
Then you get emotional.
Right.
Then you cry. Then you go crazy again.
He was a great artist, phenomenal artist, a genius level artist. he also was a human being.
There's more than that.
And I think, you know, the fact that he was willing to share that with people is why people, because they understood his struggle, and that man was struggling with something deep.
The family of rapper DMX, whose real name is Earl Simmons, says that he's died at a New York hospital.
DMX struggled with substance abuse over the years. A drug overdose was the cause of the heart attack.
At least he used this art to inspire others.
I know, and he didn't hide it.
To maybe beat a demon he couldn't beat. You know what I mean?
To live is to suffer, but to survive is to find meaning within the suffering.
He had he was the first artist to ever have 2 #1 albums in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
Right? And then a year later, another one, 3 #1 multi-platinum albums.
Huge. All right, so this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So let's start with Jadakiss.
I want to go talk to Jadakiss for real, because he was the original member of the Lox.
Absolutely.
Jadakiss and DMX were childhood friends in Yonkers, which is a city 15 miles north of Manhattan. Jadakiss's rap group, the Lox, blew up in the 90s and had hits with Puffy and Mariah Carey. Eventually, DMX helped the Lox get signed to a record deal. Jadakiss is one of the top 5 dead or alive, man. When it comes to this rap stuff, this guy does it the best. Jadakiss definitely gonna know how to get some of this DMX artifacts.
Yeah. Anything you can find on him.
All right.
Find it.
All right,
DMX.
All right, I'm on it.
Start in Yonkers.
I go to Yonkers.
Cypher, he loves hip-hop culture, and he's real. And I think that matters, right? Because we need representatives that people want to talk to. We need people like Cypher to go out there because he can actually get somebody to do some things and convince some people to hand over some artifacts.
Oh, Jadakiss.
Nice.
What's up, bro?
Good, baby.
Good.
How are you?
I gotta go out and find all these artifacts, so LL sent me to go get some DMX stuff.
Artifacts,
Yeah.
LL.
That's right.
This is interesting.
So, like, how did you really meet X?
3rd grade, when I moved to X's neighborhood, my first day moving in, I would hear about dog man X. You see him with a dog. He looked scary, but he loved rapping. He could beat off his chest and rhyme. He could flow off anything. He was just ill. You know what I mean? He loved it. He was in battle mode, like really battling, and just, he could sing and rap. He could do it all. He was already like an iconic star in Yonkers before the world knew. He would have full-fledged albums over a tape, and they were selling the hood for $30 to $50, $100 if you catch it brand new.
That would be crazy to get one of those.
Everybody playing them in the Panasonics.
So how long have you been in it?
I've been flowing for like 13, 14 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm only 26, so I just was doing it, you know what I'm saying? And not even thinking about getting on, just doing it because I love doing it.
X created his own lane. He bought something that was energetic and impactful and not clean at all in an era that was a bunch of clean, shiny shirts, and he demolished and diminished all of that because he came with that grit. He could morph into a pastor. He could morph into a dog. He could cry with you. He's just a different type of individual that connected. He hit the diaphragm of people's souls.
Like, what do you think the holy grail item of DMX would be?
Holy grail gotta be the dog chain around his neck.
Chain, that's what I think.
If the Hip Hop Museum had no artifacts from X, it wouldn't even need to exist. He's such a pillar of the culture that he should have a nice area inside the museum.
You ever seen any DMX rhyme books? That's something LL and the museum really wants me to get.
X loved to write. Yeah. Writing is part of craftsmanship.
Right.
We gotta find one of those. People love X for his lyrics. So if we were able to have one of his rhyme books inside a hip hop museum, that's like a artifact of all artifacts. I would say the prize would have to be one of his old school cars. I think he got one with a Leo on it. Fire. I don't know where that's at. I don't know what happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Aaliyah, she was an R&B singer. She was an actress. DMX and her, they were friends, and they were not together by any means, but she just felt like everyone's little sister. Like, once you met her, you were just captivated by her.
X and Aaliyah's relationship got close and built that brother-sister relationship from shooting the movie Romeo Must Die.
Your pops has been running around like Donald Trump, grabbing up every piece of waterfront he can get his hands on. Now he wants to be a club owner.
He told me he was working on something big.
When she passed away, it really messed him up. When he loves somebody, he really loves them, you know, to the bone, to the core. For him to put a, you know, a huge portrait of her on the hood of one of his old schools, I think that was a really nice gesture, and it showed how much she meant to him.
I can listen to these stories all day, but I got a job to do. I need to find DMX artifacts. You gotta know someone I could go talk to.
Definitely why. You gotta go by, you see why, go by Powerhouse Studios.
Ruff Ryders. It was a label. It was a management company managed by two brothers, D and Y. And they launched the career of Eve, Swiss Beats, and of course DMX really opened the doors for the whole crew. And Y was the guy who actually went and found DMX in the projects. Yo, Kiss, thank you so much, man.
No doubt.
I really appreciate it.
I'm glad you came to check with me, and I hope I gave you some significant intel to go see why.
Thank you, we appreciate it, Kiss.
That's fire.
That's fire right there.
Y'all mixed that real nice.
So y'all still working in here?
All day, man. All day. We working, man. We ain't stopped working.
Wow.
We ready to go to war.
This is the original Powerhouse studio that from where DMX first recorded.
This is it.
This is the studio.
This is the foundation.
Man, so I had to come see you for Ruff Ryders and DMX stuff.
Oh, yes, man. We got what you need, man. We got so many artifacts. We want to show you some stuff in the other room. We got some stuff back here. These vests right here is the original vest, right?
Ruff Ryders.
Yeah. X wore this vest. This you could tell it's rough.
Wow.
This is classic right here. This is one of the first vests that we did.
X was definitely the driving force of Ruff Ryders. He was the first artist. He was the first thing they had in mind when they thought of creating it. So, you know, it was only right that we follow suit.
Can I put this on?
Yeah, go ahead. It's your size.
I don't think any motorcycle gear is my size. You're a little too short.
Yeah. You rough riding today, baby.
I know what I'm out here to do. I'm out here to collect these artifacts, this hip-hop memorabilia, but it's really crazy when you actually get to see it in person. It's like I'm touching a piece of history. This is dope.
But I got something else for you, though.
What?
I got something that never been seen.
Okay.
You gotta come in here and check this out. You're gonna feel this.
This is the booth.
This is the booth, like, this booth right here was blessed by the dog, like.
Wow.
Check this out. This mic is a manly mic. X broke this mic in.
Wow.
He did most of his music off of this mic.
Really?
Yes.
He did the Where the Hood At song, How's It Going Down, Get At Me Dog, the intro. He did pretty much It's Dark and Hell Is Hot, pretty much that whole album on that mic.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful thing. Nobody had that. He broke that mic in so bad, anybody come on there is gonna make a hit record.
This thing makes platinum records.
Yeah, this is
It's been proven.
You gotta get these artifacts in place for the museum and preserve this culture. Because when people learn history, the artifacts give people the ability to really visualize and feel what the creators of this culture were feeling.
You show me some great DMX artifacts. You got the microphone, the vest.
Yeah.
Getting in the museum, maybe this would be a great piece if you want to donate it or loan it to the museum.
Definitely.
But I'm trying to get my hands on anything else from DMX that we could possibly put in the museum.
I got something that's on the other side of town I think you really need to check out.
Really?
Yonkers is where we discovered X. I wanted to sign X because he had the rawest talent on this mixtape. When I heard the way he was delivering it and his passion and the way he spit and the hunger, I just knew that he was special. I knew that he was an artist that needed to be heard.
Right here, boom. He lived in that building right there.
Woo.
When I pulled up, X had the hoodie on.
Right.
Boom.
He was getting ready for work.
He getting ready to work, right? He's out here standing out here like this, on post, looking back and forth like this. I pull up in a burgundy 300 right there. telling him, yo, listen, this is what I need you to do. I want to get with you. What's up? What's your deal? He said, everybody always say they gonna help me, but nobody helped me.
Right.
Come here, let me show you where I told him. I said, yo, I'm gonna come get you at 10 in the morning on the dot.
Yeah.
Right? He said, yeah, they all say that.
Yeah, they all say that.
He said, nobody really wanna keep their word out here. I went through here, right?
Yeah.
First thing, 10 in the morning. These 2 joints right here.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. He like, yo, what the who walking on my window? It was me. He said, he started crying. I'm like, word, you gonna keep a word like that? So this is how this thing jumped off right here.
Wow. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, seeing where you actually met DMX. You know, the stories are amazing and you can't get nowhere else.
Yeah,
but I need an artifact that I can take with me. Where can we get some DMX items?
I'm gonna take you on a hunt.
Yeah.
We're gonna take you somewhere where you're gonna find something for the dog, you know what I'm saying?
We traveling right now. I didn't know I was gonna go on a road trip today.
Yeah, man.
Well, I heard about this guy in upstate New York who somehow has some DMX artifacts, so we're gonna go check it out. See, X is a weird one when it comes to artifacts because he moved around a lot. He always lived in a different place. I don't see him packing up all his collectibles and taking it to the next place. He was just on the go all the time.
Wherever X went, he always left a piece of him there.
Yeah, you just give it away.
He'd give it away because he didn't want to worship anything material. X stayed so true to himself and true to his family and true to the people.
Can I get a hug?
Yeah, you can get a hug.
I want a hug too, please.
All right.
I give you props for all your records.
That he'd never sell his soul for no money or anything.
No, and he made so much money, but he was still the same person.
It ain't all pretty, it ain't all cute. I mean, it is what it is, man. Real life, man. I just want to thank everybody for being here supporting, all right?
His songs, his albums, his images, it felt like it's so authentic, so real.
DMX returned hip-hop to its gospel roots. And everything that DMX wrote was the realest he ever wrote. And he meant that, and he felt it.
Like, how did he write? Or where did he write?
X wrote everywhere. He always had all through his pockets and everywhere he went, he always had papers that he wrote his lyrics down with. Right. He really wrote in those prisons. He was going in and out of jail all the time.
Right. Those are the rhymes that ended up becoming DMX songs that we all know?
Yeah, some of them. Let's get up out of here.
Okay. Wild takes us to like some weird shop upstate. There's a lot of cars around. It looks like we're walking into a scene from Goodfellas. This doesn't look like the place where there's gonna be DMX artifacts.
How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Brendan.
Nice to meet you. I'm Wild, man.
How are you?
This Cypher right here.
Hi, Cypher.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
How you know X?
My nephew knew him from up in Mount Kisco where they lived. He used to ride by his house doing the wheelies on the quad and stuff.
Oh, okay. Your nephew's a blessing.
And then he started bringing his cars down here to get worked on. Different cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know how big DMX was at the time when you were working? Like, you know, he's one of the biggest.
Yeah, he was big,
Because he's such
but
a nice, humble person.
regular guy.
But he's one of the biggest rappers ever.
Sure. My brother's friend actually worked up at the county jail before he was famous, and he told my brother's friend he was going to become famous.
Wow.
And he went out that next year and did it. You know?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yo, we on a mission to find one of these artifacts for DMX. We heard you might have something here.
I get sent out by the powers that be to go find these hip-hop artifacts.
Said you the man that really is holding something real precious up in this building.
Yeah, I think it is. You want to take a look at it?
Yes, man. We want to see something.
All right. Okay.
Hold up, man. This is...
You read that?
It says...
That new DMX the Great. Ooh. Hold up, where you get this? This the Quran for X, man. What are you working with here? Brandon, what is this? I know this. I seen this book. I started with X in this book.
This right here, a DMX rhyme book, this is the find. This is why I do this job. This is why I go out here and look for these artifacts to find stuff like this.
Oh, man, this is...
So this is all DMX rhymes.
This is the beginning of what he started rhyming right here.
He had incredibly nice handwriting. He's like, no, this line should go here and bring that one back up here.
Woo! And around here.
And then he brought it back.
Bring this here. This is harder. Bring that to the end.
Yeah.
This is a masterpiece,
Yo,
man.
this is amazing.
When I rhyme and we both know you, ain't killing nothing but time. Transform me
That's
like Optimus Prime.
Yeah. That's Get At Me Dog.
When it's all me transform like Optimus Prime.
I physically handled those books. I was DOS, he was writing those books. That just touched me a lot, man. They really had me stuck.
I don't know if you remember that.
Whoa, you playing games in here.
DMX versus Bill Black.
Yes, they always battle in School Street. Oh my God. That's one of the flyers that they did. He was on that rap battle stuff real heavy.
Straight up, I duff you out, son. Straight out, one-on-one, no ring, in the garage, I will duff you out, son.
On the tombstones were the names of all the rappers that he slayed. Yo, the last time I seen this had to be in 94, 95.
Wow. I'm gonna ask you something, Brandon. Where did you get all this stuff?
Years ago. I fixed his wife's car, the ex-wife.
Tashera.
Yeah. And I offered to buy the car from her, I did. This stuff was in the car. I asked his wife, do you want all this stuff? And she said, no, keep it. You can have it with the car. I said, you sure? She said, yeah.
This is really amazing that you have this, man. Thank you so much for letting us take a look at it. Is this something maybe that can go to the museum?
I can consider that. Sure.
Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Oh,
I appreciate you, bro.
That handshake sounded like he was gonna charge a lot. Did you feel that, the strength?
Yeah, I felt it, man. So what else you got in the stash, man? You need to, I know you got something.
I have the Aaliyah card.
You got the Aaliyah card?
You have the car?
We need that Aaliyah card. I didn't see that car in so long. I didn't even know it was in New York. Most of the cars he shipped down to Arizona. And so for that car to still be here, this is incredible.
Whoa. Wow. Here we go.
Wow.
It wasn't in this shape, actually, but it sat outside waiting for him to pick it up for so long.
Well, so this was DMX's car?
Yes. There's Aaliyah on the trunk.
Oh, my God. This is crazy. Holy shish kebab.
Very detailed, right?
Real nice. It looks so good. It's still like the painting and everything is still dope. It just brought me back to when I first seen that car and all his cars around his house. And all his dogs and all the elements was there. And he was like in heaven on earth. Whoa, this is...
1 in a million, Aaliyah.
Wow, this is
classic. Oh, my God, I'm gonna cry, yo. This is so beautiful. We lost Aaliyah in such a horrible way. She was shooting a music video in the Caribbean. They flew on like some very small plane and it ended up crashing and it's just super sad.
Sweet Aaliyah, you truly were an angel on earth. Love you.
Aaliyah was my first, R&B friend, man. And she meant a lot to me, so I could imagine what she meant to DMX. He's so in tune with the scripture and being a spiritual person, she had to feel like an angel to DMX. Why did you have this car?
I did some mechanical work on it and some body work on it.
Right.
A long time ago. He never picked it up. He never came back for it. He kind of had a little debt. He didn't pay.
Yeah. How much is a car like this worth? Just as it is right now, if I wanted to buy it off you.
I wouldn't know.
There's no way to
price
it.
Oh, prices, Brandon.
Is this negotiation tactics?
Now you start prices, that means the museum.
The museum got the first shot. That's definitely it.
Thank you. Man, this is a find. Brandon, you know what? I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, brother. Take care.
Definitely got the rhyme book, but with DMX's car, I think I got him almost there. Hopefully I'll get him to talk to LL and it'll go over the fence. All right, let me drop you back off in Yonkers. I'm gonna go check DMX's ex-wife, Tashera.
Hip hop is important, and the mission is to make sure that we curate as many artifacts as we can and lift up the culture in every way that we can so that globally people recognize hip hop culture, understand it, and are able to embrace it.
I'm on my way to Tashera's house, who is DMX's ex-wife. I'm very excited about it because, you know, she's gonna have real personal stuff that he had in his home. Tashera.
What's up, Cypher Sound?
That's me.
What's going on?
Can I get some love?
Definitely,
How are
man.
you?
Yo, it's an honor, number one.
Thank you.
I'm Tashera Simmons, the ex-wife of DMX.
I really appreciate you letting me into your home, which was once DMX's home as well, right?
Yep.
How long you been here?
23 years, so.
Wow.
We moved here in 1999.
Right.
So
that's right after...
Right after he got signed.
Like, how fast did you find this house?
Oh.
Because I'm thinking DMX blew up so fast, and then they were like, we gotta get him out the hood, like, today.
It happened so fast that we literally, we only had like, his first advance was 22,000, which was, we were rich with 22,000. So we literally moved out in the middle of the night. We literally left everything behind but our TV. It really happened that fast. We went to a sneaker store and he did one album by then. We were out there, no security. We just like, let's go buy some Timbs. And it started accumulating so many people and it was chaotic. It's like, can we get your autograph? Can we take a picture? Like, he was just like, whoa. They had to take us out through the back. Me and Earl got in the, I'll never forget, it was a black expedition. And we literally looked at each other and I was like, you're famous. He was like, yo, Tashera, I'm famous. I was like, you're effing famous. And we just started going, like, I swear, like two little kids. I'll never forget that until the day I die.
You know, I'm trying to find these DMX artifacts, and I've been on a journey so far. And to be here in the place where he actually lived, just driving up here, I could see, like, the way it's set up, that it is private.
Exactly, he could run out in the field, play with his pits, and just, it was really a place of serenity and peace. I have to say that. To be able to deal with the fame, I felt that I needed to create a home and a sanctuary for him. That way that when he came off the road, besides seeing his children and myself, that he saw things that made him able to transition into being a father, a husband.
How long were you married?
We were together for 25 years, but married for 15.
How many kids you have? 4?
4.
Oh. DMX had a unique story of how everything just exploded at once.
It took him 15 years before he got that big explosion. After those 15
years... So you knew
years,
him way since then?
Oh, yeah, we met when we were 11. Yeah, we were kids. Just so you know, I mean, with everything, with his passing and everything, this was really kind of hard for me. But at the same time, I realized I need to get out of my way. This is something bigger than me.
Right, and then the people, like, want to see these things, you know what I'm saying? Because this guy touched so many people, so many souls. You know, we didn't know him personally, but his music, his prayers, everything just touched us, you know? So we want to see, you know, part of his life.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm happy to share, man, because he would love that.
Right.
This is a treat. I'm still looking for the jacket, but this is the pants from What's My Name. What's my name? This is the pants. Excuse the mold.
Oh my God.
It was at the bottom of the closet.
They just been in here in the closet.
Yeah.
Since the video.
Since the video, because one thing about X, he wasn't big on things. So, I mean, there's a lot of things we took care of, but a lot of things he just kind of threw in the closet. And
yeah, I've been hearing a lot of stories that he would just give everything away that he had.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I won't be surprised if I don't find a jacket, he probably gave the jacket to somebody.
Right,
because
right off the video shoot.
I'm telling you, but these are definitely the pants, because I remember when he put it in the closet.
It matches your outfit right now.
Yo, oh shoot, it's true.
This right here is crazy, you know what I'm saying? Having these is iconic. You remember this video so well and what he was wearing in it, and now we got our hands on it.
This is a jean jacket he definitely wore
I don't want to drop these
on a show.
Yo, this is crazy. You sure this is not Big Pun's jacket?
No, I'm telling you, X just loved to drown in his stuff.
Right.
This is a jumper that he wore on one of his tours.
DMX, he wasn't like a fashion icon, but his clothes had such an impact. Hip-hop always gets the rep of being flashy with fancy cars and fancy jewelry and of course, fancy clothes. But DMX had all the same money that all these flashy rappers had, but still kept it authentic.
If you know Earl and you look at the videos, before it was actually showtime, he was walking around with a wife beater in those pants and the Timbs.
I guess he would buy these and then he would get this put on.
No, he would get the whole thing made. Yep, like they literally would, like everything you saw, the one at Woodstock.
So wait, you mentioned the Woodstock.
Yeah, the Woodstock.
You think you have it?
I feel like I do, I just don't know where.
That Woodstock red one just is so iconic.
I know. This is what he wore the movie premiere.
He was in?
Yeah,
Right.
he wore the whole pony suit, and this is the jacket.
Like, how did he describe this when he said what he wanted? Like, or did he just let them make what?
Oh, he'd be like, I want the big pea coat with the pony. Yeah. They're like, whatever you want, X, whatever you want.
This is so dope.
To be honest with you, I haven't seen that stuff in a while. And then I saw the pony skin, and it took me back to Exit Wounds, and that was like the first big movie. It literally takes me back in time.
How does it feel to see these things, like to pull them out and yap about them, you know what I mean?
I don't know, I don't know, sometimes it makes me feel like like a couple of times I almost just got choked up, actually, to be honest with you, while I was talking, because I'm just like, I'm trying to hold on to the good times.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I can't believe that he's not even here. So it's like, I feel like I'm still numb.
Right, even after you broke up, you still stay cool.
Yeah, we always, because it was like we had a connection, you know, since we were 11 years old, so it was like, we had a really strong connection. Just as fast as his success took off, that's how fast I lost him, because we separated and got a divorce. And every time I would open up that closet, it would literally take me back to certain moments of a high, though, that I felt that no longer existed.
This is a real DMX artifact.
Right.
Hey,
I'm my oldest.
My name is Xavier Simmons, and I'm the eldest child of DMX. I still don't fully grasp, DMX, the icon, like he's always just been dad to me.
Can he go to the museum?
Yeah, you wanna, with no shirt on and all that? Yeah.
So you was around this stuff too, man, because when DMX blew up, you was what?
I think he was like 6, going on 7.
These items, all these clothes have literally been in this closet for like 15, 20 years. Just thrown in there, and then you close the door.
Yeah, definite, yep.
Wow.
Before this, I probably went in there like 8 years ago. And then after, you know, he passed, then it was almost like I don't ever want to go in that closet again. It's almost like he's in that closet, but he's not there, but I could smell him. And I was just like, I just was going through all these emotions I never even felt before. I never even knew was there. It's like bittersweet, but at the same time, I never thought that it would be an artifact.
Even though he's no longer here with us, his artifacts are, and his family is. And we get to continue to tell the stories about his life.
Can you show the plaque? That, to me, that plaque.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
He's got to put a shirt on. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't taken my shirt off in 18 years.
Are you serious?
Hey, what is this?
Oh my God. Wow.
This happened very fast to sell this many albums.
Yes. I mean, this it had to have been 2 years in, maybe.
That's 10 million records sold, but how much it touched people is infinite. And what's some memories you had as DMX being your dad?
Going on long drives in his lowriders, and his cigarette in the left hand, it's just steering wheel, one hand, just eyes on the road. And anytime there was music on, I could just feel those moments gave him peace. Since his passing, I could be just driving and I'll think of a memory we may have shared, and tears will start coming down my eyes. Tears of, okay, I understand, and thank you.
I miss his presence. I never lost anyone so close. It's funny how you start to really appreciate the different things that they brought into my life. He changed my life, to be honest with you. Even if he was to never be DMX, because he was never DMX to me, he was always Earl Simmons to me. Yeah. You know, I'm happy that the world was able to really experience him.
I really appreciate you getting him to the museum.
Yeah,
people need to see these things.
I agree.
Opening up your doors and opening up your hearts to letting us hear about DMX is really appreciative. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, thank you for having us. I think this is something that he would feel honored to be a part of. He loved hip hop. He loved hip hop.
I'm back from the land of Westchester.
You got something good for us?
Fire DMX artifact.
What do we got?
Shut up. We got a DMX Ruff Ryders.
What?
Vest.
Ruff Ryders. Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, actual DMX Ruff Ryder vest.
Oh man, my man's vest.
Ruff Ryder jersey. This is
crazy.
This is clean right here.
That's the real. You know what I mean? This is like the official.
Wow.
You did all right, Syph.
No, this is just what I brought back. I went to see DMX's ex-wife, and she got tons of clothes. He had overalls. Then he had jackets. And I went to go see Wah at the Ruff Ryders headquarters. They got the mic that DMX recorded the first 2 or 3 albums on. Okay. He said he's gonna loan us or donate. He just wouldn't let me leave with it, right? Then Wah goes with me to this mechanic. He's got one of DMX's cars. He got a '63 Impala.
Okay.
On this car, he's got a painting of Aaliyah. He was on the cover of Billboard magazine.
So where's the car?
The car, okay, hold on. Hold on.
You should have pulled up here. Hold on. Go ahead.
DMX left a bunch of his stuff, including a rhyme book.
Shut up.
Are you making this up?
I swear.
Okay, so where's the book at?
He wouldn't let me take it. He's very, what do you call it? Possessive.
Okay.
But he's here.
He's here now?
Yeah, I'll go get him.
Check out the big brain on Red.
See? It didn't seem like Brandon wanted to give up the car or the artifacts. So I convinced him to come down to HQ, and LL will bring this all the way home.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. We just heard some good things, some amazing things. So what you got?
Good stuff, man. Sort of before he was famous at all, I guess 1998. He had wrote a lot of stuff, I guess, in jail and when he was home.
It says that new
DMX. DMX the Great.
The Great.
Make a microphone dance, bad. Kill another MC because he was a sucker. You have to try to catch up and get nothing but mustard. Pick up a burning mic and when I dropped it, it was rusted. I'm a criminal, I can't be trusted. With the X and get your ass busted.
That's page 1.
Yeah, that's page 1. That's page 1.
Now you got 100 pages.
Yo, that's crazy. Seeing DMX's handwritten lyrics was amazing. What was truly amazing about it is I didn't see a lot of mistakes, which means that he wrote a lot of things with stream of consciousness, which speaks to how inspired the writing was. That's beautiful.
That's crazy.
Yo, look how many rhymes he had in here,
the
man.
book is filled.
I mean,
Yo, X was writing his. Yo, X was writing.
Prolific. It would mean everything to have a DMX handwritten rhyme book donated to the Universal Hip Hop Museum. You can actually study the process that they used to write the rhymes so that students and teachers could forever study these things and admire them in the future.
Wild remembers this book. He said this is from like the early, when he was Dark Man X.
Well, he didn't just write this in one day, so he probably had this with him nonstop. The rhyme book of just DMX flowing lyrically really is almost like a Bible-type document because writing is, you know, the basis of everything that you have in success in hip-hop.
I also have a car, the Aaliyah car,
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
That's the car.
Yeah, yeah,
It has
yeah.
a Leah on the trunk, like a
That's
tribute
crazy. Yeah, that's the car.
Yeah.
Has a Leah on the trunk.
There's a whole nother thing.
Oh, let's see it, please. I mean, so this is handwritten, obviously.
That's DMX art.
And he got AG, he got, K-Solo on there, the staff, he got the whole world on a tombstone. Yo, the whole world on a tombstone is great. So, do you think you could loan this stuff to the museum?
I told you he was gonna ask. See, this is what I was going through.
Like I said, I can consider that, definitely.
Okay, hold on. Consider it, I appreciate it. Love consideration. Right. It's always a good start.
Right. Yeah.
The thought is, put it on display for the world, increase the value, elevate the culture, celebrate the culture, and at the same time, obviously, it's still yours. You're just loaning it so that you can get the same endorphin rush that we're getting, and everybody else can get that same endorphin rush, you know what I mean? Yes. So you think you could just loan it?
Yes, I could.
My man. My man. My man. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Would you loan the car as well?
Yeah, I would consider loaning the car too.
You consider a lot of things.
I was gonna do a little work to it first, so it doesn't look so bad.
That would be amazing, my man. Appreciate you, bro. You're keeping hip hop alive. Appreciate you, man. DMX, he was a genius at conveying emotions. He had that gift to channel God, to touch the world. That's what separates and makes people great. So X had that.
DMX made us have hope again, that there's somebody that can speak to the soul of the fans.
DMX was one of those rare artists that had that thing that Tupac had, that it factor, that when they spoke, you could feel them more than you could just hear them. And he was coming from a place of vulnerability that most people are afraid of.
Rest in power, DMX. We're gonna celebrate your legacy.